Shabbat Shalom mga kapatiran dito sa Assembly of Yahuwah Philippines and Shalom sa mga kapatiran na makikinig sa Republish na iba ang inyong araw ng pamamahinga. Tuwing kami po ay namamahinga, meron kaming tinatawag na Torah reading. We are on a series of Torah reading na sa Book of Yeshayahu, also known as Isaiah. So mga kapatid, nasa chapter 11 na po tayo mga kapatid. And bago ko tawagin si Sister Ahaba Batyao, bigay ko sandali ng kunting information para makakonect tayo sa mga previous na mga discussion. Chapter 11 na po tayo, kunti lang, mga 16 na mga verses. Ito'y makukuha natin na kasama pa ito doon sa malaking chunk of section. Mula pa ito sa chapter 9 hanggang dito sa chapter 11 verse 16. Na kung saan mula sa chapter 9 hanggang ngayon sa chapter 11 verse 16, ang pinag-usapan dito ay favor. Favor through judgment for Israel o Yasharal, mga kapatid. So, don't forget na Yeshayahu is directly speaking for Yehuda, but on these particular chapters, Yeshayahu is Abba Yahuwah is speaking through Yeshayahu for the nation of Yasharal, mga kapatid. Sa particular na chapters nito, chapters 9 hanggang chapters 11. So ito ang tinatawag na favor through judgment for Yasharal. Kaya ang ginagamit ni Abba Yehoah dito na bansa na kung saan gagamitin ni Abba bilang instrument to punish Yasharal, but that is a form of his judgment, but at the same time, ito rin po ay favor. Kumbaga, bakit magiging favor na nandyan yung judgment? Okay, so minsan malilito tayo, but Abba Yahuwah can use judgment to also show His favor. Okay? Paano magiging showing of Abba Yahuwah's favor? Na, halimbawa, kung ang mga Yasharal sila sa pamamagitan ng punishment o judgment ito, sila po ay mamulat, sila po ay magising, mga kapatid, at magbalik loob kay Abba Yahuwah. But sad to say, mga kapatid, they wasted. Okay? Hindi maganda ang kanilang response doon sa kilos at galaw ni Abba Yahuwah. Kaya ano nangyari? Yasharal were punished, mga kapatid. Buti na lang, merong mga remnant. Ang remnant nito ay mga naiwan, mga kapatid. And today, meron tayong ibang pananaw dito sa remnant. Okay? So, remnant now, sa ating pagbasa ngayon, tingnan po natin ito as a prophetic. Okay? Na itong remnant ito, hindi lang nangyari sa panahon nila noon, but this is also reflecting of the future remnant na kung saan ito'y magiging actualized, mga kapatid, sa pagdating mula ni Yahushua for the second time. Okay po? So, yan. Now, tutukan natin ngayon, mga kapatid, dito sa 16 na mga talata. 11, chapter 11, 1 to 16. Ito po yung ating overall na idea na ating pagtingnan ngayon. The Messiah, the coming Messiah, o Yahushua on His second coming po, will transform the world. Okay po? Yun po ang tutukan natin ngayon. Paano ba ma-transform ang mundo? Na kung saan ngayon, tingnan natin ang mundo ngayon, di ba mga kapatid? Punong-puno ng ano po, ng kaguluhan. We hear wars here and there. Halimbawa, itong Russia and Ukraine, di ba? Ilang taon ito mga kapatid? Almost 2 taon na ba ito? Hindi ako nagkamali. But,
22,
oh,
2022, 23, 24, 3 years,
3 years.
brother.
So, now with the influence of Trump, is calling for ceasefire, mga kapatid. At tingnan natin kung anong mangyari because there is there is a negotiation na mag-meeting, mga kapatid. Si Vladimir Putin at saka si Zelensky doon sa, nakalimutan kung anong bansa, wherein the Prince of Saudi Arabia and the leader of Turkey, mga kapatid, with Trump and the rest are also joining. So, ayan, mga kapatid, no? These are examples na meron ba sa kanila na mag-give in, mga kapatid. So, yan, with what's going on, mga kapatid, sa ating mundo ngayon, ah, talagang napakagulo po, mga kapatid. But, having said that, mga kapatid, this is something good because itong chapter 11 ngayon, makikita natin how Yahuwah will use Yahushua to transform, mga kapatid. Paano ba? Anong mangyari kapag transform na? Okay? Mamaya, tingnan natin kung anong mangyari dito sa mga animals na pinag-usapan dito, mga kapatid. Ano kaya ang mga ibig sabihin nito? So, that being said, ano kaya yung mga bagay na lumalaro or gumagalaw sa inyong mga isipan having received this short information? Let's give now the time to Sister Haba Batiao, also known as Sister Corazon, to read to us our scripture today. Go ahead po, Sister.
A reading from BNYV, Yeshayahu chapter 11. And a rod shall come forth from the stump of Yeshai, and a sprout from his roots shall bring fruit. The rock of Yahuwah shall rest upon him, the rock of wisdom and understanding, the rock of counsel and might, the rock of knowledge and of the fear of Yahuwah, shall make him breathe in the fear of Yahuwah. And he shall not judge by the sight of his eyes, nor decide by the hearing of his ears, but with obedience, and he shall judge the poor, and shall decide with straightness for the meek ones of the Arats, and shall smite the Arats with the rod of the mouth, and shall slay the lowlies with the breath blast of his lips. And obedience shall be the girdle of his loins, and integrity the girdle of his waist. And a wolf shall dwell with a lamb, and a leopard lie down with a young goat, and the calf and the young lion, and the fatling together, and a little child leads them. And cow and bear shall feed their young ones lie down together, and a lion eat straw like an ox. And the nursing child shall play by the cobra's hole, and the weaned child shall put his hand in the adder's den. They do no evil nor destroy in all my Kodesh mountain, for the Arats shall be filled with the knowledge of Yahuwah. As the Mayim cover the sea, and that Yom shall be a root of Yeshai, standing a banner to the people. To him the Goyim shall seek, and his wrist shall be esteemed, and it shall be in that Yom that Yahuwah sets his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people who are left. From Ashur and from Mitzrayim, from Pathros and from Cush, from Iliam and from Shinar, from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall raise a banner to the Goyim, and gather the outcast of Yesharal, and assemble the dispersed of Yehuda from the four corners of the Arats. And the envy of Ephraim shall turn aside, and the adversaries of Yehuda be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Yehuda, and Yehuda not trouble Ephraim. But they shall fly down upon the shoulder of the Philistines toward the west. Together they plunder the people of the east. Their hand is stretching forth on Adum in Moab, and the children of Ammon shall be subject to them. And Yahuwah shall put under the ban the tongue of the sea of Mitzrayim, and he shall wave his hand over the river with the might of the and shall smite it in the seven strings, and shall cause men to tread it in sandals, and there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, whose lift from Ashur, as it was for Yisrael in the Yom, when he came up with the land of Mitzrayim. Yadaya
Ah,
uwa.
Jadi, wah. So, yan po mga kapatid, narinig na natin ang nabasa at narinig po natin mga kapatid ang talata o chapter 11 mga kapatid. There are 16 verses. So, batay sa ating narinig at batay na rin po sa aking information kanina. So, ano yung mga na-found out ninyo ng mga kasagutan? So, what is this new world na mangyari o transform world na mangyari mga kapatid?
May
Brother
question
Danny,
ako, Brother Dan.
Opo, mauna si Sister Ahaba. Go ahead po,
sige po.
Sister.
Last week, we discussed on Isaiah 10 verse 33,
Hmm.
yung sinabi dito na look, Adonai Yahuwah of Sabaoth is lopping off a branch with an awesome crush, and the tall ones cut down, and the lofty ones are laid down. He speaks of the branch.
Hmm.
Now, dito sa binasa sa reading ngayon, Isaiah 11 verse 1 and 2, lumabas yung branch ulit. It refers to a shoot of a stump of Yeshai, and a branch shall bear fruit. Parehas ba yung yung branch na sinasabi nito sa Isaiah 10:33 at saka Isaiah 11:1?
Opo, is referring to the Messiah. Okay?
Yeah, kaya.
But yung branch, kapag tinatin yung branch, malaki na yung kahoy, no?
Oo.
Kapag tingnan natin itong in comparison dito sa shoot, okay? Itong sprout, okay? Sprout from his roots. Sabihin, maliit pa. It's sprouting, no? Mula doon sa stump, may maliit na tumubo. Okay? And of course, yung pagliit na pagtubo na yan ay siyempre lalaki at malalaking ano na po. Magiging branch.
Nasira niya yung branch eh. Nasira na yung branch. Pagkatapos may tumubo.
Tama.
Parehas din niya Yahusha.
Yes, it is really referring to Yahusha. Doon sa chapter 10,
thank you, brother.
Yahusha ang tinutukoy diyan na looping off a branch with an awesome crush, okay? Yahusha po yan, okay? The tall ones are cut down and the lofty ones are laid low. Okay? And he shall cut down the thickets of the forest with iron and Lebanon. Okay, sister. Ang pinag-usapan pala dito, okay? Having read it, itong branch dito sa 33, ito po pala yung yung pag-cut down. Okay? Pag-cut down ng lofty ones at lowly. Okay? Laid low. Looping up a branch with an awesome crush. Sabihin, ito na yung pag-attack ng Assyria doon sa Yesar'al. So, ito na pala ang ibig sabihin nito, sister. So, the cutting off here of the branch speaks of what Abba Yahuwah will do as a form of punishment sa bansang Yesar'al. So, imagine that, naputol na kasi doon sa mga previous nating paliwanag ito, yung puno naputol na. But dito sa chapter 11, yun na nga, meron ng lumabas na sprout. Okay, nag-sprout na yung roots, which is really referring kay Yahusha. So, sorry, magkaiba po ang branch diyan sa 33 at saka dito sa chapter 11. Did I make myself clear, sister?
Yes po.
Kasi may mga references din po na like doon sa Zechariah pinag-usapan doon yung bronze, okay? So talagang Yahusha po yung bronze doon. But dito pala in context, ito pala yung paglusob na ng Assyria kung saan na judge na panis na ang ano po. So the bronze there speaks of the cutting off, yung pagdisiplina ni Aba Yahuwah sa bansang Yasharal. So yan po ang ating explanation.
O magkaiba.
Opo, magkaiba sila.
Okay.
Okay, good. Good thinking.
Ito
And
po,
yes, meron ka pa? Dagdag? Go ahead po. Sister
yung iba na
Cheryl,
lang.
Shabbat Shalom, Sister Cheryl, nasa chapter 11 po tayo ngayon. Go ahead po, Sister Ahaba, Batyo. Go ahead po.
Yung iba na lang kasi may nag-ano
Okay.
kanina.
Sige po. That
I will
being
just
heard.
ask question again later kung makita ko na hindi ko maintindihan pa.
Opo, sige, Sister. Let's hear kang Brother Ron. Brother Ron, kanina nag-unmute po kayo. Go ahead po.
Bro Danny, mga kapatid, tatanong ko lang po, kasi recently nakita ko po sa Facebook regarding yung doon sa Israel, ah itatayo yung tinatawag nilang third temple.
Opo.
And wala po akong alam doon kung ano yung tinatawag nilang third temple. And gusto ko lang pong malaman kung anong kinalaman nun sa mga remnants or sa mga ah, set apart ni Abba Yahuwah.
Okay.
Opo.
That's very good, Brother Ron, kasi yun na nga, ang pinag-usapan dito ay remnant. Okay? So, ito yung ating pag-unawa. Bakit third temple yan? Kasi unang temple, yung built ni Solomon, di ba? But it was destroyed by Haring Nabucodonosor from Babal o Babylon back in 800 uh, 886, 586, no? 586 BC, nasira po 'yon. Then, nabihag ang mga taga-Yehuda. After 70 years, bumalik sila sa Jerusalem, di ba? And Zerubbabel, sila ni Nehemiah, sila ni Ezra, okay? Sila yung mga contemporary sila. And they rebuilt the second temple. Kasi nga nasira naman yon panahon pa ni Nebuchadnezzar. So, na-rebuild naman yon. Okay? But, anong nangyari? For the second time, 70
Sira po.
AD, opo, 70 AD, nilusob sila ni Titus Vespasian ng Rome at 70 AD nasira naman po 'yon, di ba? Yung ating na-discuss sa nakaraang episode 24. Naalala niyo po 'yon, Brother Ron.
Opo.
So, ibig sabihin, currently, yung mga modern Yasharal ngayon dyan, yung mga modern Yasharal, are contemplating to rebuild the third temple. Okay? In fact,
Pero
in fact, Brother Ron, yung kanilang mga kanilang mga preparation diyan, may mga selected na silang mga uh, pari o mga tao na mag-serve diyan. May mga utensils na sila, yung kanilang mga golden na mga lampstand at iba pang mga kumplito na 'yan. Okay? Yung red heifer na sinasabi nila na yun ang gagamitin upang pag-cleanse, no, pag-purify. Natapos na nila yan, nagawa na nila. Okay? So, ngayon, hintay na lang kung kailan sila mag-umpisa. Okay? So, ang tanong, yung rebuilding of the third temple, yan ba ang temple na kung saan ang mga remnant ay pupunta at magsamba doon? Okay? So, ang sagot natin, Brother Ron, hindi. Kasi po, kung titingnan mo yung Revelation, hindi na kamay ng tao ang mag-restore ng temple. Di ba? Revelation chapter 20, 21, 22, di ba? Anong
Yes,
gagawin?
opo.
Ibababa. Ibababa ni Aba yung new heaven and the new arats
Amen.
na kung
Amen.
saan doon, kung basahin mo yung Revelation, doon ah, sa bagong Jerusalem, okay, nandiyan na rin po yung Hayakal. Okay? But kung tingnan natin, ah,
Chapter ano po yun, Brad Danny?
dito tayo sa Revelation 20, okay, 21. Okay, dito tayo sa Revelation 21. And I heard a loud voice, verse 3, from Shamayam saying, see, the booth of Alua is with men, and he shall dwell with them, and he shall be his people, and Alua himself shall be with them and be their Alua o Aluayam. And Aluayam shall wipe away their tears. So, tinan mo yan, no? Nandyan na. But ang pinag-usapan dyan is booth. Okay? Ano ba yung booth? Kung sa dati pa yan noon, yun ang tent. Yun ang tabernacle.
Opo, tama.
O kung dito tayo sa building, yun ang temple, kumbaga. But, anong sinabi dito? Wala nang building na makikita. Kasi yung booth na yan, uh, see, the booth of Alua is with men. Ano bang nakasabi sa ibang translation? Is that a temple? Ibang translation?
Yan po ba yung katulad nung isinulat sa puso? Kumbaga, ang templo po is sa tao na mismo.
Iba kasi kung tingnan natin yan, tingnan ko yung ibang translation, no? Dito sa, okay, dwelling place ang nakasabi sa ibang translation, no? Kazon 21 verse, ano po? Verse 3, dwelling place. Booth, tabernacle, dwelling place. No? Ang pinag-usapan of Abba Yahuwah is with men. He will dwell with them, and they shall be His people. Okay? So, wala nang building na pinag-usapan dito, Brother Ron.
Oo nga po.
Wala nang building o temple. Wala na. Kasi yung kanyang presence, yung kanyang tulda, yung kanyang booth, ibig sabihin yung kanyang tabernacle, ay kasama na sa tao. But
Po,
meron
kaya
ding,
po,
opo, meron ding, ano, Brother Ron, yung tinatawag na New Jerusalem. Okay? Kung basahin mo yung chapter 21 verses 9, papunta dito sa ano, 9 and following, nandyan ang New Holy City. Okay? Nandyan. But tingnan mo yan, hindi na yan tao ang gumawa. Okay? Tingnan mo yan, verses 10 and following, nandyan. Having the esteem of Abba Yahuwah and the regions, like most rare jewel, like jasper, clear as crystal. Okay? Tingnan mo dyan, 12 gates nandyan, no? 12,
yes.
12 angels, gates of the names of the 12 tribes. So, hindi lang ito, brother, yung temple na per se, but the entire New Jerusalem na kung saan nandyan po na bagong New Jerusalem. Hindi yan made by man. Gawa yan talaga ni Abba.
Wag,
Okay.
pagpaumanhin niyo po yung aking tanong, medyo may kamalisyosohan. Hindi naman po sa Davao yan.
Ay, hindi po, Brother Ron. Ah,
Pasensya na po.
kasi
Kaya tanong ko lang po.
kasi yung ano, yung current na Earth ngayon, ah, it will be replaced kasi bago nga ibababa eh. Bababa yung bago. bagong Arats at bagong Siamayam. So, kung saan man ang actual yan na place, hintayin natin. Kasi nga, even ang Jerusalem o yung Israel na location diyan ngayon, di ba? Marami namang nag-question diyan. Dapat daw yan ay nandoon sa Africa. Okay? So, we don't give a dogmatic and 100% na diyan talaga. So, hintayin na lang natin kung pagbaba ng New Jerusalem, pagbaba niyan, hintayin na lang natin kung saan ilalagay yan ni Yahushua. Okay? So, yun lang ang sagot ko. So, none of this current existing na arats. Kasi bagong arats nga ang gagawin niyan. Okay?
Okay po.
Sige po. Thank you very much for that interaction. Let's welcome more. Sino pa? Merong ikadagdag? Sister Bakar, sayaw, go ahead po.
Dito po sa verse 1 to 5. At tinutukoy pa dito, Brother Dan, ay ang Masyak na si Yahushua.
Tama.
Tama.
Yes po. Sa verse 6 to 9 ay mababasa po natin ang imagery or a beautiful picture like an utopian environment.
Apa.
Ang word na utopia ay nag-describe ng imagined place in which everything is perfect, in which people work well with each other and are happy. Kaya ito po ay ang propesya ni Yeshayahu sa paghari ni Yahushua dito sa Arats.
Tama.
Itong ang verse 6 ay sinabing ang lobo ay tatahang kasama ng kordero at ang leopardo ay mahihigang kasiping ng batang kambing at ang batang leon. At sa aking counting research, Brother Dan,
Apa.
itong scenario is a powerful reminder of the hope and promise of a future where peace and harmony will reign under the leadership of the Mashiach.
Apa.
At saka sinabi dito na may mga comments, ang mga commentators ang nagsabi na di dapat literal ang pag-unawa dito sa yung about sa lion lying with the calves like that. Di dapat literal ang pag-unawa nito, kundi figuratively, metaphorically, symbolically, at may maraming symbolism dito. Ang lion and wolves represent dangers and aggression, while lamb and goats symbolize vulnerability and innocence. The coexistence of these two opposites creates a powerful picture of reconciliation and harmony. Sa prophecy na ito ni Yahushua, makikita natin ang power ni Yahushua to bring about transformation. What seems impossible, like wolves living with lambs, etc., becomes reality under Yahushua's reign. May nag-comment din na ang interpretation nila dito during Yahushua's reign, there will be changes in relationships between people and nations. Leopards and lions would represent predatory empires like those of the Assyrians and Babylonians.